God damn it, I love video games so much.
Yeah.
So when I hear music from Donkey Kong, it just like, it reminds me how much I fucking love video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. I got another, I got a new Chinese handheld. Another one, I got another one.
Another one?
Yeah. The Retroid Pocket 3.
I think you talked about that one before.
I talked about the previous one, the 2.
I thought you were talking about getting the 3 though.
Oh man, oh yeah, maybe I was talking about getting it. I got it. It's here.
Yeah? Oh, it's only like 120.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's great. It's like it's a very good price for what you get.
It says the shipment start August 20th, but you got one already? Are you in like some early adopter program or something?
No, Shenzhen's on lockdown again. Is that what that city's called? Shenzhen?
I don't know.
They're on lockdown again for COVID. So I got mine right before they locked down.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with that.
Okay, because on their website it says that it's a pre-order for August 20th. They're probably just saying it's safe face though.
Yeah, no, I ordered mine on like the beginning of August. It was like August something. But no, they shipped it out on the 20th.
I'm dumb. Here we go. It says August 20th. I don't know why I read September 20th.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it's already out. I'm dumb as shit. My bad.
No, it's out. But they are on lockdown. City's on lockdown again, I think. So I'm not sure what's happening with that. But no, yeah, I got mine, and it's good. It's good, but so they had a previous version, the Retroid Pocket 2.
Yeah.
The 2 Plus. It's basically a 2 Plus that they already had, just with a better like control scheme, a better screen.
I mean, that makes all the difference, right? Like,
yeah, yeah.
Specs aren't too bad on this. I would love to like thinking of getting one now. It's only 120 bucks. Like,
yeah,
it's not bad.
It'll do everything from like Dreamcast and below. So
Dreamcast and below.
Yeah, people were like, GameCube is not gonna do.
Yeah.
It'll do it, just not very well. There's a new PS2 emulator on Android. It's not gonna do that. But anything before those, it's pretty good at. It's not.
Well, run what's that app you use to get like achievements on like retro games? What'd you call it?
Retro achievements. It's built in the RetroArch.
RetroArch, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it comes with that pre-installed. You can just
good shit.
Set everything up. It's very user friendly.
It's showing like 3DS games here. Does it run 3DS games pretty well?
No.
No?
I mean, they're gonna show you stuff, but it's not.
I was gonna say, yeah.
It'll do regular DS, but 3DS is a little much.
Here we go. That's how I do it. It's got a streaming system for it. To stream from your like hardware.
Yeah, it'll do streaming. It'll do like Game Pass and.
Yeah.
I think some apps it doesn't even let you install. Like Stadia doesn't. It doesn't let you install it for some reason. But you can just use like the browser version.
Yeah, it's not bad. I might check this out now. Like 120 bucks. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's cool. It's a good price.
It's a pretty badass looking little machine.
Yeah.
I've been thinking of investing in like a little Chinese handheld just to play like Game Boy Advance games. I fucking love the Game Boy Advance.
Good.
There's no like easy way to play Game Boy Advance games right now without emulating.
Yeah. This thing will do it, and it fits in the pocket too. It fits very nicely in a pocket. So if you're just out and about, you can just.
If I can get like a Chinese handheld that like is shaped like a Game Boy Advance SP, I'd be really happy. Or like
You
the
can. There's a
clamshell
lot
design and
of
everything.
There's
Yeah,
a lot
I bet
of
there
them.
is.
Yeah.
I'm sure that it's out there. If I could find one that just looks like a Game Boy Advance SP, feels like one, and I can just install a bunch of shit in it, I'd be happy.
I think the Mayu Mini does that. I don't know if it's a clamshell, but like a tiny. Let me see.
Yeah, it's got this old like Game Boy Color shape to it,
Yeah.
which is fine, but like I want a clamshell. The Game Boy Advance SP was like, I think, in my opinion, like the perfect handheld. Like it's a good shape, it's a good size. The clamshell design makes it super easy to carry around. The only the Retro Pocket 2 is like $100, the Pocket 3 is like $120. Like it's not much more, and you get like a much better product.
Yeah.
This is cool.
But the thing is, it's about just as powerful. Really,
Yeah.
they've only changed it's basically the same internals. It's just they've changed like the form factors.
It's like fine for me because I don't have either of them. So
Yeah. I didn't
Good
have
for me.
I had the original 2. They re-released it as a 2 Plus, which is a lot more powerful. But I didn't get that one. Pretty good leap for me.
yeah. I'm bookmarking this. I might end up buying this.
It got to my place pretty fast too. They said it would get here like on the 30th, so they shipped it out on the 20th. They said it would get there on the 30th, but it got here at like a week ago. It got here 27th, and then
Oh.
like they say when it was out for delivery, they were like, yeah, it'll be there by like 3 p.m. and they got here at like 11. I was like,
Oh,
shit,
jeez.
you guys are on point.
That is dope.
Yeah. But I've been playing. I played like a little. I was trying to get back into like Super Metroid.
Super Metroid's good.
I completely forgot like what I was doing or where I was. It's just hard to.
Super Metroid's like really trippy because it lets. How can I word it? It lets the leash off like super early in Super Metroid, so it's really easy to like get lost.
Yeah.
Like Metroid Fusion is the first Metroid game I played, and it like compared to Super Metroid, it kind of holds your hand for like most of the game. But I'll argue Metroid Fusion's like the funner action game, which people don't like to hear. But I think Metroid Fusion's a much funner game, but Super Metroid's a much better game. Like if you like exploration atmosphere, Super Metroid's the way to go.
Yeah. I could see that.
Oh my god. I'm on this Amazon page. I was looking up like clamshell, like emulator devices. I found an Amazon page for one that's like $50.
No.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at it. I'm like, there's no way this is good. And one of the questions is like, what PlayStation games does it have? And the answer is good.
There's some of these. Well, I could forgive them for being like not fluent in English because most of these guys are coming out of China, so it's like
Yeah.
not. But that's something like the GPD guys do. like the Winamax 2 that I ordered. People were asking like a lot of questions about it, and they're like, yeah, what's is it gonna include the an internal storage? And there was reply with, sure.
Oh, jeez. Damn it, I want like a really good like clamshell design. If I can't find one, like this Retro Pocket 3 is gonna like still good. Fuck, I gotta get off this page or I'm gonna end up buying it. My wife's gonna see this. She's like, what is this? Don't you already have a Switch?
Yeah, but this is a Switch that you can fit in your pocket.
Does it really fit in your pocket? I didn't even see the dimensions on it.
No, it fits. It fits very well.
4.7 inch screen? Yeah, okay. I can see that fitting. Yeah, if I got this, it would be like strictly for GBA and SNES games.
It'll do it. It will do it.
It does Dreamcast and lower, so we're on PS1 games too, so
Yeah.
I could use it for PS1 games.
And yeah, those systems all have retro achievements, so
That'd be cool.
Play those games in a different way now that there's like achievements you can go for. There's like leaderboards too. If there's like a certain segments of a game, like say you're playing Super Metroid, and like in the beginning you have to escape the ship. Yeah. There'll be a pop-up that say, "Hey, time trial started," and it'll time
cool.
you. Yeah, it'll time you based on how fast you can make it out or how much time is remaining when you get off the ship, and then it'll upload that to the leaderboards. Yeah, it's like real cool.
That's super cool. All right, you sold me. I'm gonna order one now.
Well, I mean, you can do that on anything though. It's just.
But I want something portable though. Like if I set up my computer, it's gonna like, it's for a different experience. I definitely want something portable I could play these old games on.
Yeah.
N64 came out before the Dreamcast, right? So it'll run N64 games just fine.
It'll do N64, yeah.
Good. I want to play Kirby in the.
Now here's the problem though.
Cards.
Here's the problem.
Oh shit! Here we go.
That it's not. If you look at the way it's built, it's not comfortable to use the analog sticks. I've got pretty big hands, so maybe that's it. But it's not very comfortable to use those analog sticks.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I got pretty big hands too.
Yeah.
I got big meaty claws.
So that's my only gripe with it. It's very good for old school shit where you don't use analog sticks. But as soon as those sticks come into play, terrible. Like I can't even stand it.
Right, I'll bookmark it. I might end up picking one up now. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
We got video games to talk about here.
Yeah, we do. Our video game podcast, everybody.
Right. Check it. Yo. Okay. Yo. Okay. Okay.
Give a little beat there for a second. I wasn't expecting that. It caught me off guard.
All right, here we go. All right.
There we go.
By the way, let's do a retake on that. Let's do a retake on that.
All right.
I wasn't. Hambo's in here. What's up, Hambo?
What up, Hembo?
I completely zoned out.
I was gonna say, I was like, what's going on?
I was like, I was like, did I hit record? And I was like, I did hit record. I just didn't. I was fucking zoned the fuck out. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
All right, let's go.
Wait.
Are you serious?
I'm fucking up. I'm fucking up. I unhit record. Let me hit record again here. Okay, I'm fucking up, dude. Okay, here we go.
All right, it's all right.
What's up, everybody? This is Podcast Game Over's episode 116 for Saturday, September the 3rd, 2022. I am Wasabi Ice Cream, joined as always by my dude Rick. What's up?
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Rick here. I'm excited. I played a lot of games this past week, and we have quite a bit of stuff to talk about that I'm excited for. But let's start where you always start, man. Tell the people what you've been playing.
I have Immortality.
Yes, I know you're excited for that one. It's from the Her Story guy, right?
Yes, is the new Sam Barlow joint. I'm not going to show any
What'd you
footage
think?
here in the video
Oh,
because I don't know what to think about this game.
oh, okay.
Other
Like,
than
what
it's
do you mean by
other,
that?
other than it's a phenomenal experience and you should play it. What I mean
Okay,
by that is it is such a mind fuck that I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know what I'm experiencing. Like it's incredible. So the whole
yeah.
thing it revolves around an actress
Hmm.
named Marissa Marcel, who between the 60s and late 90s made 3 movies,
Okay.
all of which never released. So
Oh, okay.
the whole premise of this thing in Sam Barlow fashion is you're scrubbing through videos, clips of her movies, her voice uh, voice recording sessions or like
Yeah. Like behind the
practice
scenes stuff.
sessions, behind the scenes stuff. All the videos contextualized by it's not just they're putting like a camera somewhere and like there's like a disembodied camera watching everything. It's all contextualized as no, this camera's supposed to be here. Everyone's aware of the camera because they're all actors and actresses.
Yeah.
They've inserted this camera in a way that the camera's like a character,
Yeah.
basically.
There's a term for that, but I can't remember what it is. Like it exists like in the environment and the canon of the story.
Yeah.
I don't know what the term is, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Um, so you're piecing together all these clips, and the way you go from clip to clip is if you ever played Her Story, what you did in that game was you would like type a word, like a
Yeah.
search. You were searching for a query, and that word was like something someone said in a video, and that's how you would get your clips. This does it a little differently. The way you go from video to video is you take a little image capture of a specific region of the video. It zooms in and says, "Okay, oh, you took a picture of this microphone," and it'll zoom in and then it'll zoom out to another video where there's a microphone in it.
Okay. That's really interesting.
I think it uses like some sort of AI. I'm not sure how they program this to work this way, but it'll just be like, "Oh, that's a microphone. You want to look at this microphone? Okay, here's another video with a microphone, and it might be the same microphone, might be a different microphone, but it'll search like microphone. It knows that oh, you want to look at the microphone, uh, which is very interesting and very weird because you don't know where it's gonna take you. Everything's everything's presented in a chronological order, so it'll date and time everything, so you know which movies came first and you know what order everything happened in, but
Okay.
you don't necessarily know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
But as you keep watching this stuff, you see you start noticing things. Things start happening, and you're like, okay, what the fuck is actually going on here? I think the big mystery is after like the 90s, she just stopped making movies, and you're trying to figure out what happened. And between those events, some other stuff happens. You're trying to like piece stuff together, but I don't even know what the fuck I played for 8 hours,
Oh
and
shit.
yeah, no, I got 8 hours on the shit. I still don't really stuff's happening. I'll say that stuff is
Yeah.
happening, and I'm very interested, but like I have no idea what's happening. So,
Yeah.
but the whole time I'm like, dude, this is crazy. This is insane.
That's really cool. I want to check it out now. Like I never played Her Story, but I heard it was good. Do you recommend starting with Her Story or jump right into Immortality?
It doesn't matter where you start because they're not. I will say her story is still. I think it's still a better experience overall, just because. So his Sam Barlow's second game, which was Telling Lies, um, that game was also like more video focused.
Yeah.
Her story. The thing about her story is that it has much shorter clips.
Yeah.
Everything's like mostly a minute or less.
So it doesn't
So
ask too much of you. It's just like
yeah,
there's a
yeah,
quick clip to digest. It's really easy to
yeah.
figure out. But Immortalities are like a lot longer, I take it then.
Yeah, and that was the problem that I had with Telling Lies, which that all the clips are like much longer, and there's no you can rewind and forward, but if something happens in like the middle of a thing, there's no easy way to just go like straight to the point you need to go.
Yeah.
So you have to just play it in reverse at normal speed, and like it could take like 2-3 minutes just to get to the point like somewhere in the middle that you want to go. But it's not like a YouTube video you can just click on, oh, I want to go to like three
Yeah.
minutes and 12 seconds. You can't do that, which is frustrating. That was the problem I had with Telling Lies, because some of these clips are like super long, and
Yeah.
they 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 really want you to like hit specific things in these videos, and sometimes it's kind of just frustrating to get to them. There's a quick you can quick get to the beginning and you can quick get to the end, but anything that happens in the middle you have to like just watch in real time
Yeah.
or like rewind in real time, and it's frustrating. The game's very buggy.
Oh, really?
It's
I didn't think the
very
concept like. Oh, yeah. Well, I would think the UI is pretty simple. Well, I mean, with the weird way it like generates the video, I guess it could be really weird. There's a lot of room for error
yeah.
there.
Well, yeah. It's uh I didn't have any problems with the UI. It was mostly like audio dropping out. It's
Oh,
mostly like
okay.
audio issues where I would rewind it. The controller like vibrates to signifies like certain things happening or something,
Yeah.
and sometimes it just would keep vibrating, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then the audio would drop out, and like it would be like 2-3 times I would have to pause it and unpause it to get the video back. But then sometimes like I'd pause it and unpause it. Oh fuck, it's still vibrating. Pause it, unpause it. Oh fuck, the audio's not playing. Pause it, unpause it. Okay, now we're good. And then I would go, and it was just super frustrating. Uh, Takes you out of the experience a little bit. But
Yeah. You said you got about
um,
8 hours in it, but you haven't finished it yet, though.
I haven't finished it. I don't even think I'm close to finishing it. Uh,
Really?
there's achievements. So I'm play. It's on Game Pass, and you can look at the achievements, and it shows you your progress towards the achievements. And there's three movies. There's three full movies. I think full movies in the game, but each one of these movies has like there's the movie itself, like they're filming the movie, and then there's all like rehearsals for the movie, and then
Yeah.
like table reads for the movies too. Um, so there's like three movies, and it each has like the movie, table reads, and then rehearsals. So there's a lot of content in here, and I'm not even
Yeah. I
like
was gonna say.
Yeah. So I played 8 hours. I have no idea even what's happening, but I know stuff is happening, and it's very very interesting. But
All in all, you're enjoying it though, right? Like you're enjoying the experience so
I'm very
far.
much enjoying it. Uh, yeah, some people are like it's like tens and nines and tens. That's the reason I got it, is because I was like, okay, people are fucking in love
Yeah,
with
it's
this
getting
game.
like glowing reviews right now.
Yeah,
It's like insane.
I would say it's not a 10 yet for me, but I still
Well, with a
think her.
story-driven game like that, I'm sure like once you finish it, like that's gonna like determine if it's a 10 or not.
There has been moments where I'm like, this is fucking incredible. There's
Yeah.
moments in that shit where I'm like, this is the game of the year. But uh yeah, there's certain moments. I wish like I haven't been streaming it because I feel like it's just something. First of all, it's a lot of nudity. There's a lot of booba, a lot of
Oh, okay.
vagine. Uh
Oh shit.
it's like an erotic. She makes erotic movies, not necessarily
Oh,
like
okay. You're kind of bearing
not
the lead there a little bit.
not necessarily like they're not like porn, but there's just a lot of fucking in it. So
Yeah, like Skinamax movies. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I know what you mean.
So I didn't know that going in, but as
I didn't know
come,
that
yeah,
either.
yeah. So as you continue playing, you're like, oh, this is fucking. I could fap to this, but so that's one thing to consider. Um, but
If you're
other than
sensitive to
that,
that kind of thing, like that's good to know. If you're sensitive to that kind of thing.
yeah, yeah, uh, yeah. But yeah, it's just super. It's super. There's moments where I'm like, this is fucking incredible, but then like it bugs out, and you're like, this is kind of ruining the experience. I hope they patch it up and fix some of those issues, because it's like even like their feedback. They have a little feedback thing if you like pause the game and like it was like, hey, you want to report some bugs? And I was like trying to type in there, but every time I would put two characters and then like the input box would like it would like defocus, and I would have to like click back in the box every two characters. I don't know why. So I couldn't even like I was getting frustrated with that. I was like, oh fuck you, can't even report the bug that I'm trying to report. So uh, yeah, it's buggy. I don't know, like no one really report. I didn't like read a lot about it. I didn't watch. I just saw one thing. I was like, this is the greatest experience I've ever had in my life. 10 out of 10. And I was like, well, I have to check it out now.
Yeah, a lot of great games that people like give glowing reviews to. I notice don't have a lot of like no one talks about the little bullshit like in it.
Yeah.
You know, that it's not a game breaker for most cases, but when someone's throwing out like, oh, 10 out of 10, game of the year, games like
Yeah.
this only come out once in a lifetime. And it's like, oh, but there's a lot of little bullshit that I wish I'd known about going in.
Jesus Raves 93 says, I like the setup though. Shouts out to Jesus. Big
What up,
ups.
Jesus?
Oh, I don't know if it's
What up,
Jesus or
Jesus?
Jesus. I assume it's Jesus.
I grew up Hispanic, so I always read it as Jesus. I could be reading the Bible right now, and I'll be like, Jesus, save the week.
um, yeah, it's on Game Pass, and it's a very incredible experience. There's one clip in particular. I want to like just clip one video out and just put it
Yeah,
on like YouTube or something. But there's just one clip in particular that I was like, this is fucking incredible. And
yeah.
out of context, you could take a lot of these clips out of context, and they could just sit on their own, and you could just watch it and be like, this is so intriguing. And there's one in particular that I kind of want to. It's like, it's what I assume is the very first, chronologically, the first clip in the game. You wouldn't find it first, but once you find like everything else, I think I think it would be the first chronologically. And it's like so fucking. I'm not doing it justice just by like saying, because I don't want to show or say anything that would like spoil anything, but
Yeah.
it's like some of these clips are just incredible. Like because okay, so fuck, I didn't even explain like everything's presented as if everything's presented as it would have been presented in the time. So
Yeah.
her first movie was in the 60s. So it's everything's recorded and presented, and they're all like all the fashion and the
Like the
like
video stock,
furniture,
like
video stuff, like everything's presented and as it would have been in that time.
that's
So
really cool.
they did the work to actually like dress
Yeah.
and speak and have the hardware and the technology that they would have had at that time. So you get to see, I think her first movie was the 60s, her second one was the 80s, and her third one is like 1999. So you get to see like some pretty big time jumps in the midst of all this, where you're watching it and you're like, whoa, yeah, they really, even like the format of the video changes. It goes from like 4:3 and 16:9 and ultra wide, and it's really, they took a lot of things into consideration to where I thought that this was an actual cat like person in real life,
Oh,
and
really?
because the way they
Has that kind of
present it,
depth?
yeah, because the way they present it is, hey, we've taken these things, these clips, and we've remastered and restructured everything so that you can view them, and they kind of like lead you on that this is like a real person that they've reconstructed all these clips of. Which now that I've done a little bit of research, I don't think that's actually true. It's not a spoiler, but yeah, it's just
That's really cool.
it's a real interesting game. It's a real interesting game. It's on Game Pass. I think otherwise it's like $20, and I think it might even be on sale on Steam.
Honestly, I can respect that. I can get behind like the effort that goes into like that kind of world building.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I can respect the commitment to the bit. Like that's really cool.
yeah. So yeah,
It's really good. I'll check it out then. If it's on Game Pass, like yeah, fuck it, I'll check it out.
I've been
I don't
thinking
have
about
anything
it,
that doesn't cost anything, so
but yeah, that's all I've been playing. So
that's really cool. I'll have to check it out then. I've heard good things about it. I'm playing quite a few games, dude. Like yeah, you can see my list there. It's pretty long. I'm still playing Diablo 3. The new season of Diablo 3, man, it's like it's got it hooks in me, dude.
yeah,
I'm fucking trapped in it. I'm playing it right now as we're talking. Like it sucks. I'm so addicted to it, dude. I don't know what it is. Like something about Diablo 3, like their seasons just they get their hooks straight into the pleasure center of my brain and I can't stop playing. I was telling my dad about it and he was like, I was using the word like addicted a lot. And he was like, well, you don't sound addicted. Like you still go to work, you get your job done, you take care of your wife. And I was like, yeah, but just because I'm a functioning addict doesn't mean I'm not an addict. like,
yeah,
it's so annoying. Like every like minute I'm not playing anything else or doing anything else, I'm playing Diablo 3. And anytime I'm not playing it, I'm thinking about it. It's like bad. Um, but yeah, the new season's really fun. Like if you're a big Diablo 3 fan, the new season's like really, really good. I'm still playing Dragon Quest 11 slowly but surely. I try to make a little bit of progress on it, like at least once a week. So I'm not like falling into that trap of like, what the fuck was I doing? I have to start the game over now. You know what I mean? Like I get that problem a lot with like JRPGs, right? I
does it
play it forever and yeah.
does it do the thing where, because some RPGs still like do like a recap? If
Yes, it does.
Okay,
If you load the game up, I never noticed it because I play on Switch, so I just like put it in sleep mode, pick it back up where I left off. But you could actually like if you turn the game off and end it, you can pull it back, put it back on, and it has a little recap of like what you were doing, what was happening. So that helps me a
that's
lot.
great.
Yeah, it's really good. That helps me a lot because I play it like once a week. But there's two new games I play that I want to talk about. One I didn't put in the show notes. I just played it last night. Redeemer. I got that for like $3 on the Switch eShop. I bought it like 2 weeks ago, but I keep forgetting to talk about it. It's a it's an overhead isometric action game. Think of it like the Batman Arkham games mixed with like Hotline Miami.
Okay,
But it's got this like Eastern kung fu movie look mixed with like robots and robot ninjas. So kind of like Mortal Kombat, like that kind of aesthetic. This game is really fucking fun. I got it for like $3 on the eShop. I've heard good things about it before, and I picked it up. It's a fun game, dude. It's got a really aggressive combat system, kind of the Batman Arkham games, with counters and finishers. And what's cool is that it incentivizes aggressive play because you get health back by doing those finishers and executions.
Nice.
So it incentivizes you to like get up in there, get really aggressive, get hurt a little bit because you're getting it all back when you kill the fucking dude. And it's got separate skills for everything, like your counters, your attacks, even the guns you have. You can get like abilities on them, and they're pretty cool little bonuses. So things like hold more ammo in the guns you pick up, get more health back when you kill somebody. Some guns have a chance to, like, instantly kill someone, like a 1 in like 20 chance or something. So you're constantly like fighting, you're constantly killing shit. It's really, really fun. Like, I was surprised how much fun I was having with this game. But it's not perfect though. Performance can get really, really dodgy if a lot of guys show up on screen and there's a lot of shit on screen. And it's not just a Switch version. I looked it up. Like, it's just a problem with the game itself. Like, for like Steam versions of this game, PS4 versions of this game have the same problem, the same slowdown issue. Okay. So that's like a thing that could, like, if you're really sensitive to that, I know a lot of people who like get really turned off with games like really aggressive slowdown. This has it. The slowdown can get really, really noticeable, really, really obnoxious in some places, but the game's fun enough that I kind of like forgive it. So definitely check it out. It's a hidden gem that I wasn't expecting, that I think more people should hear about. I think the normal price for it's like $15 or something, so it's not that expensive. I got it for $3, and reading the comments on some reviews of the game, a lot of them I've got say that the game's been as low as like $1 on Steam. Yeah. So add it to your wish list. It's really fun.
Is this new?
It's not new. It's been out since like 2019. It's been out for a couple years. It's not new. But it is really, really fun. I like it a lot. And again, a lot of Steam, a lot of comments on a lot of reviews I've seen. A lot of comments have said that it's been as low as like $1 sometimes. So add it to your wish list. Definitely check it out. It's a fun game that I don't see a lot of people talking about right now.
Yeah.
And it's really, really fun. If you can get it for a cheap price, definitely pick it up, man. There's no reason not to. Also, last night I made a last minute decision. I had like an awkward amount of time before I was going to go to bed. I didn't want to play Diablo anymore. I burnt myself out of it for the day. So I downloaded and started playing Destroy All Humans, the remake of the first game.
Nice.
Excuse me. Yeah, in honor of like the sequel coming out, I decided to check out the first game because I never played it. I never played Destroy All Humans before, so I want to check it out. And that game is a fucking blast, dude. Oh my god, it's so much fun. The first Destroy All Humans is so much fun. It's really funny. Got the dialogue is so goddamn funny in this game. I got I got a pretty good amount of time into it. I got to this chapter where you fucked up a lot of shit. There's a bunch of crazy stuff going on, and the mayor's gonna like address the town to like explain what's going on. He's ready to like spill the beans. He's like, yeah, there's aliens, they exist, they're fucking our shit up. So you like imitate him and speak on his behalf to calm everybody down. And I was surprised with because it gives you options to choose. And there's a meter to make people happy. If the meter hits like 0, you failed the mission. And the answers you can give are things like discredit scientists, talk shit about like the neighboring city, blame communism, and what else? It's like act like everything's natural. So like there's this one part where like the cows are like glowing green because they're like radioactive. And this guy asks you about it. He's like, "Oh, that's like the healthy glow from from our beautiful Montana grass. Yeah, that's what it is. It's better than chewing tobacco. I got some in my mouth right now." And everyone falls for it. And I'm like, this is like really, really clever, like political satire. Like it feels very current. Yeah. And so I Googled like that exact scene from the original game, and it is like the same thing word for word. So I'm surprised like how well that little part holds up. Just calling fake news on the scientists and shit, and like, oh no, it's all natural. Don't worry about it. The scientists don't know shit. They think they're better than you. It's really, really funny. Like, I was surprised, like how much bite like those lines still had, especially like in today's like political climate. Politics aside, though, the game's like really fucking funny. Like every time Crypto says something, I'm fucking dying, dude. It's such a funny game. He's just such an aggressive, like unapologetic, like he wants to kill all humans. He thinks they're disgusting, and it's the way he talks. Like you get it. Like it's really funny.
Did you meet Coyote Bongwater yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh, he
I
might be
just
in
got
the
past.
he might be in the second game.
I just got past that first little bit of it, and some guy was talking about like. So it's really funny because like early on in the dialogue, one of the guys talking about like, oh, how come no one in like the town over said whatever is having this problem? And the answer is like, oh, they're not real Americans. That's why. Everyone just like falls for it. And I guess my next mission is there because after that part was over, like I got a call from like the overlord or whatever from the mothership, who's voiced by Richard Horvitz from Invader Zim.
Yeah, yeah.
And he does like a fucking fantastic job of it. He's like, oh, did you hear that, Crypto? There's a town over. We got to spread our influence to that next town. So I think that's where I'm going next. But no, the game's like, it's super funny, dude. I really, really like it. The gameplay is pretty solid still. The psi powers work how they're supposed to. Taking taking a holographic like costume of a person works how it's supposed to. I don't really have any complaints on how the game plays. Like the gameplay's solid. I don't know how much of it they had to tweak from the original game because I never played the original one. So I don't know how much of it they had to tweak for it, but it works really well. Like it feels pretty modern. A lot of the jokes, I think they're pretty funny, but I can see a lot of people blaming they hadn't aged well. And the game has a disclaimer in the beginning, like, hey, a lot of these jokes were written like fucking 10 plus years ago. So watch out if it offends you.
That's a smart thing to put in, yeah.
Yeah. But it's written in a very tongue-in-cheek way. It's written like an alien wrote it, and you're a sensitive human if you can't handle it. Like it flat out says like it might not match your human sensibilities. It's really weird. It's really tongue-in-cheek the way it does it, yeah.
Immortality also has like a trigger warning in the beginning. It's like, hey, there's a lot of fucking in this game, and it's presented in a fashion that it would have been presented like in the 60s, so people had different opinions back then. Yeah,
that's kind of what this one does. Hold on, I found it. Like the exact wording is, humans of planet Earth, be advised, while the experience has been upgraded, the content and historical record of the original invasion of the Furons remains a near identical clone. The story, words, and images contained within may be shocking to the modern human brain.
I'm gonna buy this just for that. Yeah,
it's on Game Pass. So that's where I got it. Like, check it out. Yeah, it's on Game Pass. So save your money. I thought it was really clever, like a really tongue-in-cheek way of like keeping in theme of the game while still letting you know, like, hey, you know, there's some stuff in here that might not fly today, but we kept it. So, you know, don't cancel us on Twitter.
Yeah.
But no, jokes aside, like that's a good trigger warning, by the way, because like one thing I don't like about like a lot of trigger warnings in games, I understand why they're there. It's good to have a content warning there so people might know what they're getting into. But I feel like too many of them like kind of spoil the game. You know what I mean? Like
yeah. That was the thing. Like I said, Immortality has a warning, and it just bullet points all the shit: drug use, nudity, fucking, anal sex, rape, and I'm like, okay, like come on. Let me be shocked when I see it.
Yeah, I agree, and that's something like I've kind of come back and forth with, because half of me is like, you know, if that's something that really bugs you to the point where like it's gonna ruin your whole fucking like week, I understand wanting to know ahead of time, like, hey, this shit's coming up. Yeah. But at the same time, like if that's, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but if that's a you problem, you should do the research first to make sure that, I'm sure there's resources out there that has like full descriptions of like, hey, at this point in the game, you're gonna see this, this, and this. That bugs you, don't buy the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what, you know, like, it's kind of what the ESRB rating is for, like on the, well, I mean, you don't really have a box to look at these days anymore, but somewhere where you're like making your purchase, it'll say, hey, this has drug use. It's rated M for drug use and violence and gore, sexual content. Like it's all there. So I feel like they shouldn't really spoil it
Yeah.
in the game. And it's like, hey, you're
Yeah,
about
I
to.
agree. Like, I understand, like, there's some things like sexual content can mean one thing, but if your exact trigger is like rape or something,
Yeah,
I could see like wanting to know ahead of time that's in there. But at the same time, I think like that should be on you to like look that up. Like, if I start the game up and it spoils all the stuff for me, it's gonna fuck up my experience a little bit. I don't know. I
yeah.
sound like an asshole because it's like, why is someone else's experience better than mine? But there's got to be like a happy middle ground
There's
from
a
like,
maybe they shouldn't. There's a. I keep bringing up Immortality because it does this like exactly, but there's a in the main menu. There's a button. There's a menu option for content warning, but so if you choose, you can go into that menu and it'll tell you everything. But it's still like right before you start the game, it still just pops it up. It forces it on you, like, hey, you're about to see some of this. I feel like if you just leave it up to the player to just go into it themselves, because the menu option is there, it's the same thing that pops up automatically. So if you do just want to know what's in it, you can just choose to look at what's in it instead of being like spoiled on it.
yeah, exactly. Like, there's a middle ground to it that I'm not smart enough to figure out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to give Call of Duty too much credit, but Modern Warfare 2 had a great way of that with the no Russian level. Remember that? At the beginning of the game, it
Yeah.
didn't spoil that. It didn't spoil it. It just said, "Hey, there's like a scene in here that's like very controversial. It's really fucked up. You can skip it if you want. We're not gonna tell you what it is,
Yeah.
but it's pretty fucked up. And you can skip. It doesn't tell you like, oh, there's gonna be a scene where you're like killing innocent people, and you're gonna see people die in a not very fun way, and it's gonna bum you out. Like, no, it's just like, hey, there's a fucked up scene here that people think is like that might be triggering to some people. If you want to skip it, click it now. We're not gonna tell you what it is, but if you want to skip it, click now and you won't see it. And I think
Yeah.
that's a good way to handle it. Like, you can kind of gauge yourself, like, hey, if there's like some triggers out there that kind of bug me, I can kind of gauge it, skip it, play it safe without like spoiling it for everyone else who maybe doesn't have that same trigger. I don't know. Like I said,
Yeah.
I'm not smart enough
It's
to like come up with a perfect solution to it, but
it's definitely a tough thing to navigate.
yeah, it is.
Uh,
Because at the end of the day, like, I don't want someone who might enjoy a game to like leave this game with like PTSD or something, or a reminder of like a
yeah.
horrible
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, if you go into the game, it's like, oh, here's like a list of like everything that's gonna happen and when it's gonna happen, so you can close your eyes. It's like, well, that kind of, I feel like I didn't really play the game then.
Yeah.
I know that ahead of time. I don't know. Like I said, there's a middle ground for sure, but I'm not smart enough to come up with one. But yeah, Destroy All Humans, it's really funny. Again, the jokes are really crass. It's got a lot of humor that I definitely could see not flying now, but it preserves it. It apologizes for it, but it's still there. So have fun with that. Take that as you will. It's a fun game. It's on Game Pass, so it doesn't cost you anything. Do we know if the sequel is coming to Game Pass or not?
I
Or
do
is the
believe it
sequel out yet?
is. I don't. I think I don't know if it's out yet, but
I don't know if it's out yet either. G Man Lives did a great review on it. That's kind of the review that sold me on it because I was like, oh, I gotta play the sequel now, so I should play the first one.
yeah.
And that's kind of what got me to like go and download it in the first place. And it's good. It's really fun. Like, I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I want to play the sequel now, so I can't wait till either that comes to Game Pass, or if it doesn't come to Game Pass, I don't mind like paying money for it if it's that good.
Very good games.
Yeah, they are. I'm glad I'm playing them now. I never played them growing up. I never played them back in the heyday. But I mean, now's a good way to. Everyone's told me that these sequels, like these remakes, are the best way to play them. So I'm excited. I'm having a lot of fun with it so far, and I can't wait to play the second one. And hopefully, we get the other games remastered or remade too, so I can play those. Um, Moving on to the news, Xbox Game Pass Friends and Family Plan has been officially confirmed. The
Yay.
plan's being tested in Ireland and Colombia, where it costs about £21.99. I don't know the increments for that. In Ireland and Colombia, 49,900 COP, which equates to like what, like, oh God, what is that? Like $25 a month,
Yeah,
30 bucks a month almost.
they're extrapolating like $25 a month when it launches in America. So
Yes, yeah. Well, that'll be cool to see then, because like Game Pass is a great deal, man. And like I've been trying to get more people into it. And if I can convince my brothers to like, hey, I'll get this family plan if you guys want to pitch in for it, just try it. Like that's a good way to like sell it to people.
Yeah, and I guess the beauty of it is that you can get like your whole family on it, or
Yeah.
like all your friends in on it, no matter where they are, no matter what they have. You get all the benefits of Game Pass. So it's
Yeah.
like, hey, if you don't have an Xbox, you can just jump on your like PC and play, some Minecraft with me, or
Exactly.
hey, you can just load up on get it on your phone and just get on some cloud, and we can play some Halo or something. So
Exactly. Because I right now I pay like $10 a month for just the PC subscription, but $25 a month and I get everything. I can share up to 5 people. I mean, you do the math there, that's like $5 a person. Like that's
yeah,
not bad at all. At all. And it's great because users can only be a member of one group at a time. So if you invite your friends to it, they can't be on another friend's like Xbox account. But I mean, that's fine. Why would you want to do that anyway? But
yeah,
everyone has their own account though, which is cool. So it's not like they have to log into like my Xbox sign in. They have their own.
yeah,
And people can play multiple games at the same time, even play the same game. So I can like my brother and I could theoretically, if I got him on it, we could be paying this $25 a month for this family plan. We can both be playing Halo Infinite together. Like it's really cool. Like that's really, really cool. I like that.
yeah.
And I've
That's the
said this
thing.
before, but Sony's making good, like very pro consumer moves, and I'm proud of them for it, dude.
Yeah, you said Sony.
I say Sony, I meant Xbox, Microsoft, my bad. Sony's
I
been
think
like fucking up.
the way that people are doing it now, they are like sharing their account, like like Netflix style,
Yeah,
which works, but that's the thing. I don't think you can both play at the same time if you do that. If you care about that, like there's some things that if you don't care about playing together, or like getting your own like achievements or anything, or your save files or shit like that, then you can just like share your account, and that's
you can
totally
share
fine.
your credentials, your login stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
but this is
But
just so much easier. Like
yeah, plus you can like makes it easier to kind of just like split the costs.
exactly,
Not that
it
you
makes it a
can't
lot
do
easier to
that. I
split the
mean,
cost.
but
I mean, Nintendo is already doing something like that with their
yeah,
Switch
yeah,
Online. There's a family plan for that, and that works the same way. Like I have the main account, that's my account, and then like my wife, my brothers, we all like piggyback off that one. So they have their own like Nintendo Switch online account, so they just share it with me. Like it works really well. Like it's a really good system. I can vouch for it that it works super well. So if Microsoft's system is going to be similar, yeah, it's a great idea. It's a great system, and I can't wait for that to launch here in the States. Like I said, man, Microsoft has been making some good, very pro consumer moves, and I'm really happy with it. They make it super easy to play their games without breaking the bank. I don't even need their hardware to play the games because most of their stuff comes to streaming too. Like that's fucking awesome.
yeah.
But God of War though, whatever. Jokes aside, like we went on a whole tangent about this like last episode, so I'm not gonna start that shit up again. But yeah, if you don't have Game Pass yet, like you're fucking up. Like it's a great deal. It took me forever to
Yeah,
get into it because I was like, oh, paying monthly to play games, like no. Like, I'd rather just own the game myself, which was a really like dumb mindset to have. And I'm glad like I ended up biting the bullet and getting into it because I love it. I'm not gonna get rid of my Game Pass subscription for anything. It's gotten me so many great games I would have never tried, games I've always wanted to try. And I just pay a simple monthly rate and I get all of them. It's fucking awesome. $10 a month. I have access to every Halo game. Like already that like justifies the cost. Speaking of Microsoft, we got new games with gold September 22nd. We got 3 new games dropping. We got Gods Will Fall available between September 1st and 30th. Is this that like what is that? Is Gods Will Fall? Is that?
it's not Godfall.
No, is it
The
that oh god, that Shadow of the Colossus style game? Oh no, that's Pray for the Gods. I'm thinking of
yeah,
something
yeah.
else. Yeah, I
Um,
don't know what Gods Will Fall is. Never heard of this one.
take up the battle against the very deities themselves in this brutal action and adventure epic. The gods have lorded over the world for millennia. ruling with a cruel iron fist that demands unquestioning fealty. You and your fellow Celtic warriors are the very last chance for humanity. Grab your mace, test your spear, and sharpen your axe to battle horrific beasts and minions that dwell in hellish lands of each god. Your decisions can make you a legend, or you can be dust. You can be dust. That's a weird.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. You can be dust. Like, am I gonna die? You're gonna fuck me up? Is that what it means? Like,
How do you not
but
know
no,
what that
it's a
means?
pretty cool concept. Like, you don't see a lot of like Celtic influence and stuff. Like Celtic influence, Celtic folklore itself is like really interesting. There's a lot of like really weird stuff in it that like is
Yeah.
so alien to me. I want to see more games and movies like be influenced by that because I just love like other cultures, like what their mythologies, because it's so alien to me. Like, we see the same like Eastern European stuff all the time,
Yeah.
like medieval mythologies all the time. I want to see like weirder stuff that I've never heard of before. Like that's really cool.
Yeah. Like there was that one Indian game
Yeah.
that really dove into like Indian mythology.
Yeah,
And it
which is like
was
something I have no concept of. Like I have zero knowledge of any Indian mythology at all. So
yeah.
that's going to be really cool to play and it would be really alien to me. I love stuff like that because like other cultures are interesting, man, and they recycle the same stuff all the time. Like every game is like it's Japanese Shintoism or like sword and board, like Eastern RPG, like
Yeah.
you know King Arthur style like imagery, which is cool. It's fine. Don't get me wrong, but like I want to see some cool shit. And Celtic mythology is a cool way to do it. So if you have Xbox Live Gold, you can check that out. Double Kick Heroes is another game. It's coming out September 16th to October 15th. That I checked that one out. That's like a rhythm game, actually. It's like
Yeah.
a really interesting like zombie killing rhythm game. So that's pretty cool. Check that out when that comes out. Thrillville is also dropping through September 1st to the 15th. That one is it's a LucasArts game. It's like it's a bunch of like amusement park mini games. So that's cool. And then Portal 2 between September 16th and the 30th. That game needs no introduction. It's Portal 2. Probably one of the
Yeah.
best games of all time. It's definitely in my top 5. So check that out when those come out.
They
So we
don't
got a pretty stacked release there.
I don't know if they mention this here, but they are ending this is the last Xbox 360 game. They're not offering Xbox 360 games and assumedly Xbox original games in the service anymore. It's just going to be Xbox One games starting in October, I think. Well, yeah, starting next month. So this is the last offering of.
Honestly, I'm not surprised. Like I see some people being upset about it, but Sony ended like PS3 support for PS Plus a long time ago. So
Yeah,
the fact that Microsoft is still supporting 360 games for this long is really, really cool. But it's been a long time coming that they would discontinue that service. Let's be honest here. Like,
they got yeah. Sony did it, but the whole question was, okay, what are you like replacing this with? What are we getting instead? Then,
that's true.
and the answer is nothing.
Yeah.
So if they do like if they don't replace if they don't give me two more Xbox One games, then to replace the two that I'm losing, I'm gonna be a little. Yeah, I'm not gonna feel any type of way. It's just gonna be a bit of a bummer if they're not adding anything in return.
Yeah, I agree. That's something that's definitely a bummer. Especially since like you said, you're not getting anything out of it. So
Yeah.
they're just taking away something. It saves them money. It's good for them. But what about me?
The cool thing about them announcing that is they were like, "Hey, if you were here for that, we totally understand. Here's how you can cancel, and if you cancel now, we'll give you whatever time you have remaining. We'll just give you the money. We'll give you your money back." And most people don't like do that, or they make it very difficult to cancel subscriptions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's cool for them to be like, hey, we get it. It's shitty. And that's what you're into. Here's a way to cancel it.
Yeah.
Like that's really cool. Most people don't, like you said, they don't make it easy to cancel.
Yeah.
Most companies pretend to the fact that canceling even exists, like they
Yeah.
pretend it
Yeah.
doesn't exist. So that's really cool for them to do that. Another very pro-consumer move from Microsoft.
Yeah.
Um, moving on to Sony's offerings now. So we're getting some PlayStation Plus games. Kind of pad out their PS Plus subscription service. So Essentials, which is their standard monthly free games. We're getting Need for Speed Heat for PS4. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus for PS4. That's a fighting game I want to try out for a while, and now I
Yeah.
can. So I'm probably gonna play that and have some thoughts about it next show. Actually, when are those dropping? I don't even remember when those are supposed to be coming out. Do we have a date for those yet? We should if they already announced the games. Hold on.
Days September 6th.
September 6th.
Yeah,
Okay, so
it's in the
yeah.
bullet.
Yeah, there it is.
They're
Okay,
segmented
so
out. So the difference between like Microsoft's game announcements and like Sony's doing theirs in like one fell swoop, whereas like Microsoft's been doing theirs. I hope they kind
yeah,
of
they
restructure
spread them
this.
out. Yeah, same.
Well, because they have like games with gold separate from their like Game Pass shit. Um, but Sony has theirs all. It's all in one. So each tier they have is uh they cover here, which is good. I like that.
Yeah, that is really good.
So
I like that a lot
their
too.
essential tier, the base tier, basically what it has been all the time, the 3 free games that everyone gets
Yeah,
is Need for Speed. We shouldn't have to explain it like this because now it's like more confusing, kinda, but
yeah, a little bit,
not much. It
but
didn't hasn't really changed. It's still essentials. It's still is what they've been doing, and
yeah, it's the
then
default PS Plus subscription
yeah. So that's Need for Speed, Grand Blue, and Toem,
for
which
PS5.
is
Tell them specifically for PS5.
that's a bummer. That
Yeah,
sucks.
that is a bummer. Yeah, that's. I mean, I can see why they do it, but like, back in the day when I was like a huge Sony fanboy, a lot of those games they carried out. If it was multi-platform, you got all the platforms. Like I remember
Yeah,
I would get games that came out for like PS3 and PS4, but if I had a Vita version, I got that Vita version for free too.
yeah.
They didn't segment it out like, oh, this is only PS3, this is only PS4 enough. There's other versions of it on other Sony systems, like you got that version too.
That's the thing that Xbox does. They give you all the versions.
Yeah,
No matter which version you buy, you get the new console version and you get the old console version.
yeah.
So that's a bummer. Toem is actually pretty cool if you don't have a
That's what I
PS5. You
heard.
don't need a
Yeah.
PS5 for that fucking game. That game will run on a PS3 if you really like wanted it to, but that's that's a bummer. But
It's a
Toem's
huge
on there.
bummer.
Toem's on there. If you have a PS5, you can enjoy that. That game is on Game Pass, I do believe. That's it.
So that'd be cool to check out then.
It's a humble joint, so I think
Yeah, Humble's been killing it, man. I don't think they've released anything like bad per se yet. So
yeah.
so I'm
Um,
down for whatever they're releasing, I'm down to check it out. We
yeah.
also got the PS Plus Extra and Premium game catalog. This is coming September 20th. Now these are like, they're next tier up where you can get a bunch of games to play. We got Deathloop, Assassin's Creed Origins, Watch Dogs 2, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Spiritfarer, Chicory, Monster Energy Supercross. I can't believe that's a fucking game, but whatever. Alex Kidd in Miracle World, Rabbids Invasion, Rayman Legends, and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. So some
yeah.
pretty cool games in here. Scott Pilgrim is a big standout for me. I love the Scott Pilgrim game, so it's cool to see that.
Yeah.
Then their premium tier, which includes everything from the last tier and some retro games. We got Siphon Filter 2 for PS1, the Sly Collection for PS3, Sly Cooper Thieves in Time for PS3, Pentley's Hack Pack for PS3, and Toy Story 3, the PSP version, and Kingdom of Paradise PSP. I'm a little upset it took this long for Sly Cooper to get on the subscription service, but whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
That's not even the collection that was on PS3. There was a collection on PS3. I bought.
there was a collection on PS3. Yeah, that's what I got.
Has the easiest trophies on the planet. I mean, if you're looking for,
Oh yeah.
if you're a trophy hunter like I was back when like it was new on PS3, that Sly Cooper collection, fucking the easiest platinums you ever get in your life. You get like
Oh
three
yeah.
trophies just for starting the game.
Oh shit. Okay, that's cool
Yeah,
then.
you literally get at least one for like just booting the game. You get one for hitting new game, and then you get one for collecting one coin. I think
Oh
that's
wow. Oh
so
wow. Okay then. I
for
haven't played it
example.
in a while. Like, so growing up, I played all the Sly Cooper games except for the third one, and I just never played it growing up. I don't know why. I just never got a copy of it. And so when the collection came out, I bought it specifically so I can play that third game that I never got to play. So I didn't even touch 1 and 2 again.
Oh
Um, so I gotta go back and play it though, because I do love the Sly Cooper games. Like, they're fucking great games.
yeah, yeah.
And it's a bummer that their fourth one, Thieves in Time, didn't do so well, because I would love to see more Sly Cooper games.
I don't even
But we'll
remember.
see.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, no
Thieves
one
in Time.
remembers it. Yeah,
Jesus.
no one remembers it. I played it and I don't remember it. Never finished it though. I don't know what it was about the game. It just didn't have the same charm as the other games,
Yeah.
which is weird because it plays exactly like the other ones, just better graphics and some new gimmicks. I don't know why I didn't like really get into it. Maybe I should just give it another shot then, because I own it on PS3 and Vita, so I should give it another shot then and see if I like it now. But yeah, that's a game that needs a comeback, dude. Ratchet and Clank has been doing really well with its like revival. Let's give
Yeah.
Sly Cooper. Let's give Sly Cooper another shot.
Slide. That's a Sucker Punch, right?
Yeah, that Sucker Punch,
I mean,
exactly.
they're on the bigger, better things, man. They might. I don't know. They've like moved
Don't give
on.
it to Sucker Punch then. Give it to someone else. Like the original team for Ratchet and Clank isn't working on the new game, right? Like,
Insomniac.
actually,
I
I don't know.
think they were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
were they? I
Yeah.
can't remember. I don't remember. Um, what else has Insomniac worked on? I don't remember. Anyway, the point is, I would love to see some new Sly Cooper games. I get they're working on bigger, better things right now, but let's give Sly Cooper at least like a remaster or a remake of the first game, like something.
Yeah.
Like
It
bring Sly
definitely a
Cooper to
remake.
PS5. Yeah, definitely a remake. Bring Sly Cooper to PS5, man. I'm sure a lot of people will like it.
Man, I was thinking of
Um,
remakes. This whole Last of Us thing has got me thinking about remakes and remasters and shit. And
yeah,
I I would love to see because I was talking about Ocarina of Time like a week or two ago and how bad it
yeah,
is.
yeah,
I can objectively say now it's like one of my favorite games of all time. But like going back through it again has
yeah. It did not age well.
recontextualized. Yeah.
Yeah, it did
Uh,
not age well.
that game needs a remake completely, just from
And
the
we
ground
got it
up.
with a 3DS
No, no, no,
game,
no, no,
kind
no. That's
of.
a remaster. I'm talking about.
No,
So
it's
yeah.
not. They completely redid the graphics. They redid
No,
the
no, 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 no.
controls.
So
Like,
that's so okay. So this Last of Us thing has gotten people debating on what a remake is and what a remaster is. Because when they say a remake, what I'm expecting out of a remake is you completely change the fucking game. Like Final Fantasy VII remake is a remake to me because they completely changed everything, including the story, to uh, for the betterment of the entire thing as a whole. They changed every fucking thing. So The Last of Us Part One is not a remake in my mind, and from what I consider a remake, just because they severely updated the graphics, cool, and then made some like AI changes. That's like quality of life changes for the better, but it's still that game though.
yeah, and that's just a very bare bones remake. I still consider it a remake for the sake of my definition, but it's very bare bones in what it's remade.
Yeah,
And there's nothing wrong with that for most part, but they're still charging $70 for that. That's not. I don't
yeah,
care what anyone says, how you justify it. That is not worth $70. Like, that's crazy. There's no fucking way.
yeah. There's some people it could be if you've not played it before. Once it hits
If you've
PC,
not, if you've not played it before, sure, but even then, it's a 10-year-old game still. Like they could clean it up as much as they want. It's still a 10-year-old game,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
hard to justify $70 for it. Um, but no, I started thinking about it too because like a lot of games, like I try to think of like other games that were remakes that kept the same
Like the
gameplay.
Ratchet and Clank reboot. That's a remake.
Yes, but then what do you consider like Super Mario All Stars on the SNES? You know that remade
That's a
Super Mario
remaster.
1 through 3, but it completely redid the game though. They basically remade the game for SNES from the NES.
I see. I know. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Terminology wise, yeah, they made the game. They made the game again. They made the game again. They remade the
yeah,
game. So technically, yeah, it could be a remake by the definition of the word remake, but it's still they didn't like do
they didn't do
anything. They
anything to
didn't.
change it. Yeah,
Yeah, it's still that game. I see what you're saying. Definition wise, it makes sense, but when I think of remake, I'm thinking no, this is a completely different game,
yeah.
standalone
You
from.
want something totally new from the ground up, like
Yeah,
completely
yeah,
remade.
because all the
Yeah,
mistakes that were made in the previous game, they've now inherited in the new game, and it doesn't really like you can make some quality of life changes, but if it's still grounded on that base game, you've really not like what's the point then, you know?
yeah. I think if you're reusing a lot of assets, it's probably still the same game. Like,
Like if I you know how like the Halo like Master Chief collection, those are like remakes technically by the definition of the word because they've taken those games and just remade them in like a better engine, all the textures, everything graphically it's better. uh but you know you can hit the select button and then
you play the
all
original
that old shit,
game.
you're playing that old game again. It's just
Yeah, the original game's still there. Like,
yeah,
yeah, I see what you mean. And like there's got to be like a term for that. Like there should be a term for like what Final Fantasy 7 Remake's doing and what like Last of Us is doing. Like there's got to be a term to and then you know what remasters are. What we know is remasters. There's got to be a term for that like in the middle where it's not totally made from the ground up. It's made off the skeleton of the original game
yeah,
with some quality of life changes, better graphics, not just enhancing what's already there.
yeah,
And that's where it gets tricky because like they're not all bad. Like Ocarina of Time remake, I still think is the best version to play Ocarina of Time, but that came out like what 20 years after the original game, so it justified paying full price for it. And even back to the Super Mario remake on SNES, that came out like 8 years after Mario did, but you got all three games with it. So it's really it's what Last of Us is doing is really scummy in my opinion. Is it a remake? Yeah, by the dictionary definition, it is a remake. But to charge it the same price as like Final Fantasy VII remake, you know, to put
yeah.
it alongside that, like, oh, they're both remakes. Like, nah, they're not the same type of remake though. Like,
Like that's
that's
the for what I
yeah,
want out of a remake is like you everything's changed, including the story.
yeah,
Because that's what like Final Fantasy VII did. Is like which people were upset about is they changed the story and for the better, I think. And that's how far you have to go for me to consider it a remake. Is like no, you got to change the story too. Like everything has to
yeah.
change. Yeah.
There's a lot of things to it to like justify. Like I said, like the Ocarina of Time remake is another example I like to keep going back to because it is by dictionary definition a remake, and it does the same thing Last of Us does. It's the same game with like a better graphical engine on top of it, some quality of life changes, some control changes, and it charged the same price for a new game when it came out. But the difference is again, Ocarina of Time came out at the time like what 10, 15 years. No, it
Yeah.
was like 15, 20 years, and it was for the 3DS. I wasn't paying like a premium price for it.
But the thing is that game is still it's still fucking Ocarina of Time, and that's the problem. because
Yeah.
that game is not good. I mean, it's
Yeah.
good, but like it's good for the time that it came out in. I think if you're gonna like remake a thing, you have to consider where it came from and where we are now.
Yeah.
And
I will argue that the Ocarina of Time remake does a lot of fixes to it, but what you're asking for is like a total overhaul.
I want a total overhaul.
You want a modern day Ocarina of Time is what you want.
Yes, because
Yeah,
okay,
you
so
don't
like
want that same game again.
that game was a pillar of video game history. Okay,
Yeah.
that cannot be changed. But I think that's lost. You know, how people like movie film fans would say like Citizen Kane is like it's the most important movie ever made. And you go back and watch it now and you're like, what the fuck am I watching? This is garbage. Like it's a bad movie, but
Yeah.
the things we were doing at the time were it transformed the entire medium. So that's the thing. That's where Ocarina is. But then you look at it and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's bad. It's a bad game. It's a bad movie. It's a bad game. You can go back and just redo it. So it's like so it holds up by today's standards. That game does not hold up. That movie doesn't hold up. That game doesn't hold up.
Yeah. I see what you mean. Like some people were like me, for example, when it came out, I was happy with what we got for Ocarina of Time. But that's because I'm playing the old game that I'm used to. But you want something new. You want
have
Ocarina
someone
of Time today.
Have someone play that
by modern
game.
standards.
Yeah, have someone play that game who has never played it before. Like find someone who's never played that game and have them play it now, and then count how many times you have to explain to them what the fuck they should be doing. It's like it's like kind of frustrating because like we know these games, like we've played them over and over again. In our heads we're like, yeah, it's obvious. You just fucking take the chicken and like you just wait out here in this field and it wakes up and then you can wake this guy. It's like some of the stuff in that game is just bad. It's just bad design by today's standards. It could be done much better, or they could just completely change it. And it's like just like having someone play it who's never played it before gives you a whole new perspective on just how
because you're talking about like your girlfriend was playing it, right? And you were like having to justify the game. I
had to keep explaining like, okay, so this is bad, what we're supposed to do here is this and this. And it's like explaining that I'm like, you know what? I'm thinking about this in a different way now than I have.
You want something that completely like redoes it. Like you want a second shot at Ocarina of Time right now. I would see that. I would love to see that too. I think it's Ocarina of Time's old enough. Like Nintendo should give it another shot. Just like, hey, let's remake it completely. Let's make a new game with it for modern systems. I think that'd be cool to see.
I don't think they will do that.
They will never do that. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. Nintendo. That's too cool for Nintendo to do. But it's fun to think about. And some quickie news. Halo Infinite split screen co-op mode has been canceled. I honestly forgot that was coming.
There's some controversy surrounding Halo Infinite.
There are.
Not happy with this game.
The Halo Infinite subreddit is like on fire right now. It's insane. Like I can understand people being upset. At first, I'll admit, I was like, well, what's the problem? Like co-op, split screen co-op isn't that big a thing. But there are some people who bought it with the expectation that split screen co-op was coming. Which you could argue like, well, it's your fault for buying an unfinished game. Well, if the developer tells you it's coming, like you can't fault someone for like believing them.
Not only that, but Halo 5, when that came out without co-op or without split screen co-op, they were like, hey, we promise all our future Halo games are gonna feature split screen co-op.
I remember that.
When this launched and didn't have it, they were like, no, it's coming, guys. And here we are, like a year later, I guess.
It's still not here. Forge mode's coming, so that's cool. Forge mode looks cool, but I don't know if that's enough to save it. I guess like their newest season is like getting delayed to shit, so a lot of fans are upset that the new season hasn't like dropped yet. And on top of that, like people are starting to realize that there's not a lot of content here to keep it going.
And the reason the reason they gave
Yeah.
for all this is because they want to focus on the live service.
Yeah. Yep. Which,
So
to the detriment, if someone can confirm this for me, because I don't know if this is true or not, but someone told me that Team Slayer Deathmatch didn't release the game day one. Like, if someone can confirm that for me, because I haven't been able to look it up. If that's the case, then that's fucking bullshit, dude. That's like a staple of the series. So for little things like that to like not be available day one
yeah,
and to come out later in patches, like that's really upsetting.
yeah,
And it bums me out to see that.
It didn't launch with a lot of its staples, so
Yeah.
you know, that's the state of this game, is like it's an unfinished mess almost. And
Like,
I guess the only saving grace of that is that it is like the multiplayer at least is free to play, so you know, it kind of gives them a bit of an excuse as to, you know, why or how they can at least get away with it a little bit.
I mean, a little bit, but at the same time, though, it's like if you're playing it free to play, yeah, you really can't complain about a lot of it. You're getting it free. But if you paid for the game, you know, I can see the people being upset there. Yeah. I can see the people there being upset for it because, like, I'm playing Halo Infinite, you know, and the campaign's still pretty solid. Like, I haven't played it in a little while. You know, I've played it for a bit, but I liked what I was playing in the campaign. It works pretty well. It's like an open world game. Like, I liked what I was playing through, and it's a huge bummer that like we're seeing such a nasty fall from grace for Halo. Like, dude.
It's getting review bombed on Steam right now,
Yeah.
Um, which I don't really support review bombing, but I like that the PC players are just as upset at this removal of the split screen co-op shit. They're just as upset as like a console player should be. Which I like because they're standing up for this injustice in a way that I'm like, yeah, I
can get behind that.
There's some solidarity here between the Halo fans, which I like. So,
which like the worst part is like if they never promised it in the first place, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah.
If they had come out from the beginning and been like from the get go, like, hey, there's no plans to get split screen on it.
No, it would have been a problem. It would have been a problem.
It would have been a problem, but it wouldn't have been as big a problem. Like,
yeah,
there's people who bought the game with the idea that split screen was coming, and now that that's not happening, like,
they're almost
a huge bummer.
There seems to be a new wave of old wave shit. Like, the new thing is almost that people want the old thing back.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is, but there seems to be a return to people wanting that old shit, the way that games were back in the days. I know it seems like there's this huge focus on like the live service shit and battle passes and loot boxes and just content from like the marketing perspective, but it seems like what people really want is just like a good
ass game. Yeah.
A good ass game. But like how they were back in the days, which has me thinking about Splatoon 3, because correct me if I'm wrong, and this is just the way it seems to me, but it seems like Splatoon 3 is like it's about to nail what I remember like old games being. It's like launching with everything that you could possibly want.
Yeah.
It's got the split screen, it's got the co-op, it's got campaign, it's got
campaign,
competitive, it's got like everything. No battle passes, no live service subscription shits, no coins and loot boxes and shit like that.
Which is funny because like it is gonna have like live updates, you know, it is gonna get supported content, but you're not paying like a season pass for things.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me. That
it's like Nintendo's slow updates to things or like, you know, like Nintendo lagging behind kind of put them in the perfect position to like,
Yeah,
because they haven't caught up with all the bullshit that everyone else is doing.
yeah, I agree. Like,
That they've kind of fallen into like the perfect predicament here, where like I'm now
yeah,
considering buying a new Switch just to play Splatoon 3 on. Uh,
yeah, which is crazy that like Nintendo of all people's doing that.
yeah,
But like you said, it's a part of it's like due to incompetence. They waited so long to like
yeah, yeah,
adopt like modern gaming strategies that it's kind of it's almost a breath of fresh air. It's
yeah.
almost like it's almost new and refreshing that they're sticking to kind of their guns on this old design,
It's new to
which
be
is
old.
cool to see. Yeah, exactly. They're kind of falling up right now with it. Which I'm cool with. Like I'm cool with it. Like task failed successfully, if you ask me. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm considering it too. Like I haven't played Splatoon 2. I played a bit of Splatoon 1, but I'm considering like buying Splatoon 3 to support this kind of like design. Like, can you
there's
imagine if Halo Infinite dropped with that? Like,
it's,
here's
it's
a full
yeah.
campaign, game's ready to go. We're gonna update it with some free shit later, but there's a whole ass game here for you to play right now.
It's just like they're focusing on shit that just doesn't matter. Like people
Yeah,
don't give a fuck about. I mean, at least the vocal minority, it seems, doesn't care about it, but it's enough people that it's like this is your audience, man. Like this is your people who you want to please these people, and when you're just doing this other shit that they don't give a fuck about, it's like what are you doing? You're canceling this thing to focus on shit that people don't give a fuck about. It's like not. It's not a good move. It's not a
well,
good
it's
move.
not, which is a bummer because like Halo Infinite's fun as hell. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
Like,
care what anyone says. I have fun with it. Like, I have fun with that game, and it's a bummer that they're handling everything else around it so fucking badly.
it's just all you have to do is make a Halo game, but they're too focused on making like Call of
Profitable
Duty
game.
or
Yeah.
Destiny or some shit. So I don't know. I'm not the biggest Halo fan. I've only played like Halo 1 and 2. So
Yeah, I fell off after Reach, so I never played Halo 4, Halo 5.
yeah.
But, you know, I play Halo Infinite and I'm like, this is like old school Halo. Like this, it feels like old school Halo when I play it.
Yeah.
Like it really, really does. It gives me that same feeling I felt the first time I played Halo as a kid. Like I get that feeling from it. I don't know how that's gonna hold up to people who've been playing Halo like every game since its release. I don't know how that's gonna hold up for everyone else. But for me at least, like, yeah, I feel it. I feels it and I love it. And I do like what I played on Halo Infinite. I did. I do like the multiplayer I played. I like the campaign I played. There's a fun game there. And if they had just focused on making a good Halo game at its core, you wouldn't have these problems right now. It's such a bummer, dude. It's such a bummer.
And then it doesn't give me faith in Microsoft or like Xbox as a whole. Like they've got all these studios under them, and so just
Oh
let this
yeah.
happen. Letting this happen to their flagship gives me no hope for everything they've acquired and everything they've got coming. Like
I didn't even
Starfield,
think about
I
that.
was super
Yeah.
excited for Starfield, and I'm like, fuck, you're letting this happen to Halo. I just can't imagine what you're letting happen to like all your other
I
shit,
didn't even
Diablo, and
think about that. Yeah.
yeah,
Oof, I didn't even think about that. That's something to consider now. Shit. Like I was excited for Starfield too, but you know, you're right. If they're letting this happen to Halo, like what chance does Starfield have or like Diablo 4 have now that
yeah.
Microsoft acquired them? Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's in my head now. Now I'm sad.
Like I was like I used to defend it like, oh no, they're under Microsoft now. Microsoft really cares about their shit, but this is
Yeah, but
fucking
now,
Halo.
like, yeah, this is Halo, and I don't know, man. This is sad. That's all I can say. This is sad as shit. It's a
Yeah.
huge bummer. God
So
damn it, I'm mad now.
we'll see where this goes. Maybe they. It's gonna take a lot of work, a lot of time. I think even if they do try to turn it around, they've got a lot of the shit to make up for. So
Yeah, they do.
it's
We'll
not gonna
see.
happen
I don't
overnight.
foresee this. Yeah, I don't foresee this being like another Anthem situation, but
Yeah.
I don't foresee it being a No Man's Sky situation either, though. So
No
we'll see
Man's
what
Sky,
happens.
if anything, it proved that miracles can happen. You can turn the thing around. Same thing with like Final Fantasy Realm Reborn.
Yeah.
Like it's really a comeback story. So it proves that it can be done. It can be done. So
Yeah. So we'll see what they do with this. Some more quickie news. That wasn't so much of a quickie, but
yeah,
but I mean, this has a lot of like what happens here is like a good indication of what where the industry's going. So
yeah,
it's good to talk about it. Um, moving on, we got a new Assassin's Creed announced. Assassin's Creed Mirage is the next Assassin's Creed game.
yeah.
They're going to talk more about it at the Ubisoft for September 10th. Yeah, we got a new Assassin's Creed game. Let's kind of like it's going back to its roots, man.
That's
It's got an
what.
actual assassin now. Like,
Okay, here's the. Okay, so I've people have said that, and I'm like, what info do you have to like say that it's going back to his
so
roots?
I'm going with how the game is presented. You know, no one else notices the assassin in the background. His hidden blade is like on full display. He's about to fuck someone up, and they don't see it coming.
Yeah,
It doesn't seem like they're leaning on the like
combat
action
shit.
heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah, at least from the trailer, like it looks like there's some like attempt there to make him look like an assassin.
yeah,
So we'll see. I'm going just purely based on the marketing material here. I have no insight on the game itself. For all I know, it could just be Assassin's Creed Valhalla again, but set in Persia. So we'll
yeah.
see. But
Well,
I'm
I've
kind
heard
of getting the
people.
vibe that,
I've heard
yeah,
people say more like, yeah, they're finally removing all like the RPG bullshit and they're going back to their roots. I'm like, where? What info do you have?
yeah, I have no info on that. I
Okay,
have no insight on that. By going back to the roots, I mean like it looks like they're focusing on stealth gameplay again, or at least like assassin iconography.
yeah,
You know, because in the last couple games you got, they're not assassins. You know, he had a fucking Viking. It was the
yeah,
farthest thing from an assassin you could think of. And then before that, we had like a Spartan.
yeah,
And then before that, like an Egyptian warrior.
yeah.
So again, very, very fucking far from assassin as you can get.
Not that those weren't good
So
games though. Those were
they weren't. It's not
good
they weren't good
games.
games, but you know they weren't like assassins. Like I haven't played
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed in a while. But I saw that and I was like, that's not an Assassin's Creed game.
yeah, yeah,
It looks fun, but it's not Assassin's Creed. Um, again, that's a me thing. That's a me thing I noticed.
yeah.
For all I know, a lot of people could. What's the opinion on that new direction they take? Do people like it, or like do some of the old guard like appreciate it? Like,
No,
do you know what the opinion is?
you mean like the last three games?
Yeah, like what's the old guard opinion on it? Do you know
People
yet?
people loved people absolutely loved that first one. Oranges.
Origins?
Yeah. People loved
Yeah.
that. And then uh Odyssey, they were like it was like good, it was well received, I think, but I think people the problem people had with most of those games is the length. They were just super super long and padded out.
Oh yeah.
So, and I think Valhalla was the straw that broke the camel's back. Not that it was bad, but it was just extremely long, and
Yeah, it had a bunch of that like Ubisoft padding, that Ubisoft open
yeah,
world padding.
yeah. So I
Yeah, I can
think
see that being a
that's
problem.
yeah. So again, if this, I don't know what info people have on this one, but again, they're saying that it's like going back to basics. This is it. This is the Assassin's Creed you've been waiting. You like Ezio, right? Well, fuck yeah, you're gonna like this one too, type shit. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know where this is being said or shown, but
Yeah, I'm not
uh,
getting that vibe from this at all. It looks like from the market material, they are like it looks like they are trying to like reimagine it as an assassin game again.
yeah,
Just based on market material, but I have no idea what the game's gonna play like. I have no idea if the RPG stuff's coming back. I don't know about any of that shit.
yeah.
So
It
it
almost looks.
looks like,
It looks like
yeah,
from the image they're showing here, it looks a little like Prince of Persia almost. It does
a
look
little
like
bit, yeah.
just from the setting, looks a little like old school Assassin's Creed, like almost looks like Dubai or like or Arabian somewhere. So
Yeah. exactly. So that's the vibe I was getting from it. That's where I was coming from when I was saying like it looks like it's going back to basics. I'm talking more like aesthetically. I have no idea what the game's gonna play like.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll see what happens with it. But yeah, that's set. We're gonna get more details on September 10th. So by then, that's what is that? It's a Saturday. It's gonna be like right after our show.
Yeah.
It's gonna be right after our show next week.
I mean, we'll be here. I'll do the show, and then whenever this starts, I'll probably just go live with this too.
Yeah, we just hop on with that. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. We'll get more details on that next week. But I want to see. I'm interested in it now. Like, I want to see what they announce with it. I'm probably not gonna pick it up. It's not gonna get me like into Assassin's Creed. I've never been into Assassin's Creed, but
yeah,
I like seeing cool shit. So we'll see what happens with it. NetEase acquired Quantic Dream.
yeah.
I've never heard of NetEase before. Who is NetEase?
So NetEase is a Chinese game publisher, I guess.
Oh no. Okay. Like Tencent?
They're like Tencent, but worse. Not worse. They're probably equal in terms of Tencent's a lot more prominent, but NetEase they make like Chinese like mobile games. Like MMOs and shit. Basically, they're everything you hate about Chinese games is NetEase.
Oh no.
They're like
I mean,
Nexon or yeah. So they own Quantic Dream now, which
what do they want with Quantic Dream though? Like it doesn't sound like
I guess like their
really
tech.
up their alley.
Like Quantic Dream is like they're good at tech, So
yeah,
that's all.
that makes sense to acquire that tech for their own games. Like it makes sense.
Yeah.
I was sitting here thinking like China, like had some sort of interest in like narrative point and click games, but
Yeah.
no, the tech makes more sense. And we'll see what happens with it, man. Like I like talking shit about Quantic Dreams because they're an easy target. Like their writing's really shitty. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah.
Quantic Dream doesn't have the best writing, and it's really easy to shit on them. So we'll see what happens with this. Like,
hopefully, with this acquisition, they'll be able to purchase some writers.
Hopefully, or at least someone overhead that can be like, dude, you can't do that. That's dumb. Come on.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna have robots singing slave songs. Are you serious, dude? Like,
oh yeah,
that's what I don't like about like you forgot about that, yeah, because like I didn't forget about it. I remember it because it was so fucking dumb and ham-fisted.
I don't think I saw that in my playthrough. That was a thing.
Someone told me it was a thing, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. I never played the game, but someone told me that was a thing, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. So I looked it up, and yeah, it's a thing. Like the whole point of like Detroit Become Human is supposed to be like an allegory for like race relations, but it does it in the most like unsubtle, ham-fisted way. It's like borderline embarrassing. Like I've seen clips from it where I'm like, oh my god, there's no amount of context that can make this like okay. Like it's so obnoxiously in your face. I don't know. I like shitting on them because I feel like Quantic Dream wants to do like Hideo Kojima writing without understanding why Hideo Kojima writing's like so good.
I would argue I would argue that Kojima's writing is terrible, but at least like
it's terrible, but it's like tongue-in-cheek terrible. Like,
yeah, it's like entertaining while being terrible at the same time. It's like Tarantino shit. Like Tarantino, at least his shit is like good writing, but it's entertaining at the most.
That is the best way to look at it. Like Kojima is like Tarantino, and Quantic Dream is like Tarantino, but they think they're Martin Scorsese. Like it's Tarantino without the self-awareness. Like there we go. That's the perfect way to describe it. I shit on Quantic Dream every time they come up, and it's for that reason. Their writing's fucking terrible. And I'm really upset they got a Star Wars game coming up because I'm like, oh, what are they gonna do now?
Yeah, they're doing that Star Wars thing, so
yeah, they are.
This is
watch it be like an unsubtle like reference to the Holocaust. Just watch. I'm calling it right now. It's gonna be like some unsubtle reference, like some fucking tragedy. I'm banking on the Holocaust, but it's probably gonna be something else.
Well, but the thing about NetEase is like they make these like bullshit ass like mobile fucking microtransaction
Yeah.
games. So I imagine they're gonna do something like, oh, you want to upgrade your lightsaber? Buy these crystals. Oh, you can get a pack of 50 crystals for $9.99. That's the best deal. Like type shit. Like that's what I'm expecting, because that's the type of shit that they do. So
It's gonna work for like a narrative-driven game, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Plus, that deal was locked in before NetEase bought them, so I don't think they can do anything about it, right? I don't know. I
Game's
don't know.
not
Like,
coming out for another like at least another year. I think that's like a 2025 game or some shit. So
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so I
yeah.
don't know what like the deal is with this. I
No,
like to
so
assume.
NetEase has been
Yeah.
they've been invested in Quantic Dream for at least a few years. It says in
Yeah.
this 3 years ago they invested in Quantic Dream, so they've had their
Okay.
hand in the pocket for a while now. So
They just
enough.
now put their ring on it. Then.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. We'll see what happens then. Like, I don't know. Like, again, I like shitting on Quantic Dream, so they're not like a developer I'm like scared to see go.
Yeah.
I don't know if NetEase can really make them worse. I'm super mean to Quantic Dream. I don't mean to be. It's just make a game that impresses me, and I'll stop being mean to you. Um,
They'll find
which
a way.
I don't want to sound like I hate them. Like, I think Heavy Rain was pretty solid, despite like some of the dumber melodramatic stuff on it. But like that was the last like Quantic Dream game I played that was
I feel
like
like I'm the
actually
only one
enjoyed.
that liked Beyond Two Souls. That was like my favorite of theirs. But
I never played Beyond Two Souls. I've heard it's like filled with a lot of like undercooked melodrama, but I haven't played it. That's the only game I haven't like. I don't have an
yeah,
opinion on one way or the other, but I've heard
yeah.
nothing good about it. I don't know. We'll see what Quantic Dream does. If it does fuck up their development of the Star Wars game and makes it even worse than it already is, like, I mean, it's no skin off my nose. I was kind of expecting the Star Wars Quantic Dream game to be bad anyway. So,
Yeah.
I'm dumb, but I'm not an idiot. Like, I don't expect that game to be great. You can make a title of the show. I'm dumb, but I'm not an idiot.
It's funny because I say the same thing, but I don't think I've ever said that like out loud. But I just like say the same thing in my head. Like I might be an idiot, but I'm not a fucking dumbass.
I stole that from Preacher. You ever seen Preacher? There's this scene where
No.
this guy's like, I'm stoned, but I'm not high. That's kind of where I stole it from. He's like, don't shit in my hand and call it gold. I might be stoned, but I'm not high. Is what he says. No, Preacher's a good show. If no one's seen it yet, check it out. It's pretty solid. Much better writing than anything Quantic Dreams put out. Okay, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah.
Moving on. So that is it for our quickies. We got some new trailers, new Tales from the Borderlands, got an official gameplay reveal trailer. I don't know how I feel about this because it's supposed to be like supposed to be like that Telltale style game, right? But
style, yes, but they've made so this video they put out was like it's like 18 minutes long. I watched the whole thing. And it's I'm not completely sold on it yet, but I will say there's moments in here that I like kind of chuckled at. Like the characters are not I don't hate them. I don't hate them. There's there's a level of charm to this that I can appreciate. The writing's not as obnoxious as like Borderlands 3 was.
My God, Borderlands 3.
It doesn't even like reach like Borderlands 2 levels. It is more it's still stupid, but like as a person who I like stupid shit, so I can appreciate a little like stupid joke here and there. It's
The
like
problem with
not
Borderlands 3 is the jokes are dumb and bad, but they don't think they're dumb and bad. Like the game legitimately thinks those jokes are funny as hell. And that's what pisses me off about it. Like someone thinks this writing's good and it's not. And yeah, that's why I like Borderlands 1 because they kind of lean on like how dumb it is. But Borderlands 2 and 3 have no self-awareness at all.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't play Tales from the Borderlands. Did you tell me it doesn't have that problem? Like the writing's like legitimately good.
It's legitimately
So
good. So when you come to this and it's doing like the dumb, stupid shit, it's like, it's not really what I'm here for, but I can accept it if it's like a good story. What they chose to show here is not a great segment to show in terms of like story, like what I want out of like a story game. It just shows like the characters interacting with each other and then like whatever hijinks they run into. There's two
yeah,
main things that I want to talk about here though. There's like a new gameplay mechanic called Vault something? Vault Landers, where it's like a fighting game mechanic that doesn't look very good, but I guess throughout the story you pick up these collectible figurines of like characters in the game, and you run into other people who have these figurines, and you can battle them like a fighting game. But it doesn't look very fleshed out. It doesn't look like, I guess you can like win or lose, but it's like not. It doesn't look like you're actually like fighting. It just looks like a QTE thing. Like
yeah.
I
I
don't.
was seeing clips of it on Twitter, like out of context. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like a quick
Yeah.
segment in the game. I didn't know it was like a recurring mechanic that you'd be like
It
dealing
looks
with.
recurring because after they do this, it says you've now unlocked this mechanic, and you can get these collectibles and you can fight them. And I'm like, how does this work? It just looks like a QTE game. I'm not totally sure what the thing is here. It's like not really a fighting game, but they're making this whole thing. Yeah, you get a new figurine to use in future matches when you win. So you get whoever's figurine they use, I guess, kind of like triple triad from Final Fantasy VIII,
Yeah,
or like Gwent or something. But it doesn't look. I need to see more of this because I'm not sure how you lose. It just seems like a QTE game. If you just lose the QTE, is that it? I don't know. I was hoping it was more like a fighting game and less of a QTE shit, but whatever. So that's one thing that's like new. It's like, okay, it's like kind of interesting. And then there's like a new enemy type. They almost look like the Geth from Mass Effect.
I was noticing that too. I was like, that's a Geth.
Yeah. uh, they don't have a name for it. It's just a new enemy. So looks interesting. So I guess the game is gonna focus around this stuff. But like any other segment of it, like the segment they chose to show here is just not very interesting. So I would like to see more story happening instead of just like hijinks with the
Yeah, I
characters.
want to see more story too and see. And I've never played the first one. I need to because you got it from me, and I haven't touched it yet.
Yeah,
But I know your big concern was like how this connects to the first one, and I'm not seeing anything on
it
here, at
doesn't.
least from
It
me,
doesn't.
that it does. It
They
doesn't at
said
all.
this is a spiritual successor to that game. So
Oh well, that's a
aside
bummer.
aside from being in the same universe, because all Borderlands exists in a universe. Aside from that, it's not. There's no connection, or there might be some way they tie it into like some of the characters that were in Borderlands 3, like Reese and Vaughn and shit. So, but the good characters like Fiona, uh, I don't know. They're just not. I don't know if they're gonna make
It's not
any.
there.
Yeah, but this looks okay. It looks okay enough that I just want to check it out, just for.
Just to get an idea for it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
and we'll see. Maybe it'll be good. Maybe we'll have to wait and see though.
yeah.
We'll have to wait and see. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. With the hiccups like crazy. Yeah, I'll have to wait and see for that whenever that comes out. And some new trailers. You got a new overview of Sonic Frontiers. Gotta say, I'm still not impressed with it, dude. Like,
Uh, I uh, I want to play this just because I it's it's weird because like I love those Sonic Adventure games. I got on to Sonic when everyone was getting out of Sonic. Like when
Okay.
everyone was jumping off the ship, I was like on the ship entirely. I was like, dude,
Yeah.
this Sonic the Hedgehog is like fucking dope. And not having played those old games, I was like, so my first foray into it was like Sonic Adventure, and I was like, this is incredible. 10-year-old me loves this.
Yeah.
So, but like the things I love about Sonic Adventure are not like this is not it. Like I like how stupid those games were, and this doesn't look as stupid as those. But at the same time, it just looks like Phantasy Star Online 2 with Sonic in it, which has me
Yeah.
intrigued in a whole different way.
Hey,
So
you're telling me that it has like these Phantasy Star Online like
just
aesthetics, so, like the environment.
look at the PSO2 trailers because that's what that world looks like, and then tell me they just didn't put Sonic in there because they did it, and I'm like I'm here for it. So like if like
I
Pioneer,
definitely see it. I definitely see it.
yeah, like if they have like a Pioneer 2 just fall out of the sky, I'm gonna be like we hit full circle here. So I'm intrigued with this just because it's like different. It's like something new from Sonic 2 that they've been kind of just stuck in this hole of like what do we do with Sonic? And it seems like just another one like we don't know what to do, so we're just gonna do something different again. And this is I don't know. It looks different at least. So
Yeah, it looks. I'll give it that. It looks different, but I don't know. I haven't been excited for a Sonic game like ever,
yeah,
so that's why I'm kind of like whatever with it. But we'll see if something does come out of this that's actually worth playing. But I don't know, man. I'll wait till the reviews come out for sure. I'm not gonna pick this up day one or anything like that. I'll definitely just wait for the reviews. Yeah, oh God, I haven't been excited for a Sonic game like in such a long time. I don't know if anything will ever get me excited for Sonic again.
if they put
That's not true. A good game.
if
Yeah,
they
they made a
call
good
this
game.
if they call this Sonic Adventure 3, I would be like, well, I'm excited.
Well,
Like
there it
I
is.
yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
But
But the fact that like they need to call it something that we already recognize and love, like
that's
doesn't
the thing.
bode
It
well
doesn't
for.
like it's not. It doesn't have the essence of Sonic Adventure. Like what I'm looking for out of that of something like that is like a guitar riff. You know what I'm saying? With some lyrics behind it, some
Yeah,
cheesy lyrics behind it. Like that's what I'm looking for. Is like that alt rock and the music is like Sonic Adventure to me. Uh,
yeah,
it's like there's an essence to those games that you just don't get out of any of the other games,
yeah,
and that's what I'm looking for. Is like the cheesy soundtrack and the like the unintentional cheese.
yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
all right, I can see that appeal then for sure. I don't know. Like, we'll see when this comes out. Then I'll wait for the reviews. Maybe it'll be good. It'll be worth it, or maybe it'll be worth picking up on sale. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see for those
yeah.
reviews to come out for it because I'm not taking a chance on that game yet. We also got a villains trailer for River City Girls too, so let's talk about a good looking game.
Yeah.
Um, I like the first River City Girls. I never finished it because it was on Game Pass, and I picked it up like right when when they're about to take it off, so I never had a chance to finish it. So I might end up buying this game, the first one again, just so I can get into it and prepare a second one.
Yeah.
But River City Girls is so much fucking fun. And
Yeah.
this sequel is just focusing on that. It shows off some of the villains, some of the combat.
Different
It looks cool.
different art style than the first game. This is more of a pixel art than the like
The first
2D.
one had a pixel art style, right?
The first one is more like anime look. It was more like drawn, like it's kind of like hand drawn almost, like
I
an
think the
animated style.
cutscenes were, but I think the gameplay was still like
I thought the whole thing was, but
pixel.
maybe I'm wrong. 'Cause I'm seeing more direct reference in this to like the old River City games. Like some of the level design is like straight out of
Yeah.
River City. Uh, Where is it? Like the part where it's like where it's got like the hole in the ground here. Like that's straight out of like
Oh
River City.
yeah,
Oh, that's
I'm
River
excited for
City.
this game. I don't think it's a controversial opinion to say I'm excited for that. That game actually looks like it's gonna be really fun. I love me a good beat 'em up, and River City
Yeah,
Girls was a fantastic beat 'em up.
yeah.
So yeah, I for one cannot wait till that comes out. I'm definitely gonna pick that up, play the hell out of it. Yeah, it's probably gonna be a day one buy for me if I'm being honest.
Let me see the original just to make sure that it was
Yeah.
that art style was different. Oh no, it's okay. No, it's the same.
Yeah.
It is the same. Yeah.
I think you're thinking of the Streets of Rage 4. That had like a hand drawn art style.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right, now going up to releases, we got September 6th. Biomutant is coming out on PS5 and Xbox Series X. So there you go. There's a chance to upgrade to the next gen version of Biomutant or play it for the first time if you've never played it before.
Yeah.
We also got Circus Electrique coming on PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox One. That is a story-driven RPG of all things, like a turn-based RPG. It's
Steampunk.
really trippy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a steampunk turn-based RPG. I can get behind that. This actually looks pretty cool. Don't know if I want to pick it up quite yet. I got to read some more stuff about it, but I love me a good, charming JRPG, a turn-based RPG, and this looks like it's doing it. We also got Temtem releasing for PC, Switch, PS5, and Xbox Series X. This is that Pokemon, that multiplayer focused Pokemon clone, right?
Yeah, a Pokemon style MMO. It's an MMO.
Yeah,
This is. I'm expecting this to fuck some shit up in terms of just it releasing on the Switch and being an
yeah,
MMO. This is the. It's been in early access for a long time, so now it's finally releasing
yeah.
in 1.0. So and it's coming to the Switch. I mean, it's coming to everything really, and I'm curious to see how this fucks up the game, man. I'm expecting this to change the game.
Are you seeing the reviews on this on the Steam
It's
page?
mixed. It's mixed on yeah.
So I'm reading the reviews, and the first one, the most helpful, is really negative.
Yeah.
Battle Pass is no place in a full price game. Which if there's Battle Pass in this, I'm gonna be a little upset. But the second review, with 460 hours on record, it's like Pokemon but gay. Thumbs up. Recommended.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's fucking funny. Yeah, recent reviews have been mixed, but overall, it's pretty positive despite like the recent mixed reviews.
I don't
Um,
have an issue with a battle pass as long as you don't have to like as long as there's no premium tier in a game you paid for. I'm fine with a battle pass. Like Halo Infinite has a battle pass. That's a free to play game. Uh,
yeah, but this game's not free to play. It's like $40.
but I don't if it has like a if the battle pass is free, I'm fine with it because then it just rewards you for just playing the game and not like having like an exclusive premium battle pass or you get extra shit from. Oh, these are the guys that made Immortal Redneck. What the fuck?
So when you say like battle pass, like you're referring to like seasons, like seasonal
Yeah.
releases, seasonal
Well,
content.
it gives you a reason to play the game
Yeah, so these are battle
regularly.
passes. That assumes to me that like yeah, this is a paid battle pass to like get that content without playing it.
Uh, well, most games have like they have a free battle pass. They have two tiers basically. You get the one
Yeah.
that everyone gets, and then they get like the premium tier because it'll like show you, oh, here's the free shit you get, but look at all the shit that you could get if you paid for
So
the
correct me if I'm
premium.
wrong, but doesn't Fortnite have a system where like every season, like, oh, here's like the seasonal stuff you can get, or you can pay a battle pass and get it all right now? Like, isn't that how Fortnite
Well, it's
operates?
all the same. It's the same shit. They just call it differently.
Yeah, but it's not like paying for it gets you extra shit. It's just it gets you the same shit, but now.
No,
for them
no,
to play it, right?
that's different. So that's different. That's well, no, it's the same
Okay.
thing, but it's a different thing though. It's
All
so
right.
the
Explain.
you have the battle pass, right? And that's the thing. Like, oh, hey, you've leveled up. You've got level 3 now. So here's the shit you get at level 3, and then it'll be
Okay.
like, oh, here's all the premium shit you can get level 1, level 2, level 3 if you pay for the premium pass, and then all the shit you can get in the
Okay.
future. But then
So
you
it's
can,
different content then. It's
yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
like you
But
can't
then the
unlock it naturally. You got to pay for it.
right, but then what they do is, oh, if you want the tier, if you want the level 50 right now, just give us like $50, and you could just skip all this and get everything right now. So you can skip, you can buy levels for the pass to just skip everything. And that's the other thing that they do. So
Okay.
they'll have like the free thing, and it'll have like 50 levels on it. But if you just want all the levels, you can buy the levels, uh, or you can buy the premium tier and then level it up by playing. So it's like it's shitty. What I'm saying is there should be no purchasing at all. It should just be a free thing that you just get just from playing the game. No side purchases at all
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Okay. Okay. So I don't know
If
how it
it's in the
operates on
paid
this
game,
game at
if it's in
all.
a
Yeah.
paid game, yeah, I don't know how it operates. Just having a battle pass doesn't really tell me anything, because a lot of games I think you could do it ethically. Is that ethically? Ethically?
Yeah. Ethically. Yeah.
Ethically?
Ethically.
There's an ethical way to do it in a paid game, I think. Uh, so just saying it has a battle pass doesn't really do much for me. I need to know how they're doing the battle pass.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. I need to know how they're doing it too. Probably once it comes out, like I'll do some more research on it, see what the reviews say.
yeah.
Because I don't know anything about this game like at all, really. So we'll see when it comes out. I hope it does enough to like shake up like Nintendo. It probably won't. I doubt it. Pokemon's like one of those things that's too big to fail. I think anyone can come out with like a Pokemon like competitor now, but we'll see.
I think the big thing is like at least releasing on that platform. Like releasing on the
Yeah,
Switch is big.
like giving people the choice too is good. Yeah,
A lot of them are just only on Steam. You got a lot of choices on Steam, but a lot of them never come to the Switch. So it's like,
yeah, yeah. So I'll have to see with that then. Now that it's available, people can like buy that alongside or instead of the latest Pokemon games. Like
yeah,
we can see if it actually makes a dent at all in Pokemon's like overall growth. I doubt it. Like I said, I don't think I
yeah,
think something that Pokemon's too big to fail, but
yeah.
it's cool to have that choice there. You know, someone who wants to take the Pokemon formula and do something different with it. But we had some other releases too. The Tomorrow Children Phoenix Edition is dropping on PS4. That game came out forever ago. I'm surprised it's getting like released again. Like, what was the problem with that? There's like a licensing issue or something. What happened with that game?
I'm not sure what happened originally. I think it was just there just wasn't enough support for it. Really, it was a very niche game for a very niche audience, and
Yeah, it was like a city builder survival game. But
yeah,
even then, it's like a really weird way that it goes about it. I can't really describe. It's like it's really
yeah,
hard to describe.
it's very hard to describe. The mechanics were just very just different. It's very
Obtuse.
different. Yeah, very
Yeah.
obtuse. And like all the items were like temporary. Everything breaks. So like you have to like pay real money to get like the good shit. But it
Yeah.
contextualize it in the game by there's this like communism like motif in it.
Yeah. Like a
Uh
hammer and sickle.
yeah, yeah. So you
Yeah.
like everyone gets all the same shitty items, but the players who pay for the good shit, like you can see who paid for the good shit. Uh and it just like contextualized it in a way that was pretty unique, and it's just a very unique experience. It's very different than
Yeah.
anything else. So like when it went
Yeah.
away, it was kind of a bummer because it was like, man, this is a very cool game that's doing different shit. They bought their license from Sony, so they own their own game now, and I guess they re-partnered with Sony to at least like get it back on the platform. and they're going to be getting on PC as well at some point.
That's good. That
So
game would work really well on PC. Like the
yeah,
PC
yeah,
audience would eat that up. Like
yeah,
that's a really good PC game. Like PC audiences are used to like kind of weird, like obtuse, avant-garde games.
yeah,
I'm using a lot of verbs to describe this game and still not getting like the idea across of how weird this is. But yeah, you just gotta play it. Like this is the kind of game you just gotta play to like really understand and get the hang of.
yeah.
But yeah, we'll see once it comes out though. Like
I put a lot of
maybe like a
time into it.
yeah, I remember.
So
Yeah, I remember.
I'm hoping that my old save still works, or like I'm not sure what to expect from it, to be
I was gonna say,
honest.
would you even remember like what to do to
I
like pick up where
remember.
you left off?
Oh, I
Like you
remember.
remember?
It's
Yeah. Okay.
I mean it's such a unique experience that it's kind of like unforgettable. But yeah, there was an emphasis on like work. It's a city builder where you have to like work together, and all your contributions are like tallied. So whoever contributes the most gets like the most rewards back.
Oh my
So
God.
it's like that where it's like, yeah, no, you have to actually like run on a treadmill and you have to like do the work. Like you can't like idle and just like let it happen. Hamtaro says, "Oh yes, comrade." Yeah,
Played
it's
that
like
game like once with you, I think, like when it first came out, and I was like, "This is fucking weird."
I played
Maybe
the
I'll get
fuck.
back into it since releasing it now. Like I might get
Yeah,
back into it.
I played the fuck out of this game, dude. It's very cool, very cool. So very trippy. Play it high.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it. I mean, if it's that weird, like maybe you got to be under the influence of something to like really understand it or like really
Yeah,
get invested in it.
yeah. Oh, you're never gonna understand it, but it's fun either way.
Well, it's coming out again, like September 6th, so go check it out.
Yeah,
We also got Train Sim World 3 releasing on PS, like PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Series X.
yeah. The
I
kids call this game TSW.
PSW.
Yeah. Um.
These simulator games are like super popular. I have no idea why. Like,
Um. Yeah. There's a people love trains. There's a thing about trains that people love that I never understood, but it's basically like if you were in the trains like as a kid and you had like a little train set, like this is probably your shit. Like you probably salivate over this. Um,
yeah,
yeah, people love trains just as much as people love planes and like cars and shit. If you really think about it, there's I don't know. There's something that really people enjoy about different forms of transportation. And so I don't see why trains would be any different. You know, trucks and shit.
yeah.
So
It's surprising to me to see these like simulator games. It's not my cup of tea. It's not like I'm not the demographic for these games. So outside looking in, I'm like, what the fuck? What is the obsession?
uh,
I just don't get it. I'm too old,
yeah,
I guess.
I would like to see some actual gameplay from these trailers here, but I'm not really getting
Same.
that. But
Yeah, I'm not getting that at all. But oh well. September 8th, Adventure Academia, The Fractured Continent coming out on PC. We got Black Witchcraft coming out on PC. BPM, Bullets Per Minute, the first person shooter rhythm game coming out on Nintendo Switch. The Fox Awaits Me on PS4. Jack Move on PC. Steel Rising for PC, PS5, Xbox Series X. I don't know any of these games except for BPM, so I have nothing to say about them.
yeah,
Um, Tower Princess for PC, Switch, PS4, and White Day, a Labyrinth Named School, then for Nintendo Switch, PS5, and Series X. Again, I don't have any opinion on these games. I've never heard of them until today.
I'm gonna go back to Jack Move real quick
Yeah.
because
All right.
that is a that looks interesting. It's like it looks like Mega Man Battle Network almost kind of
Oh, I heard
combat.
about this. I have
Yeah,
heard about this. I saw like I saw ads for it on like Facebook and Twitter. It was really weird. Yeah, the art style looked really cool. It's like a turn-based cyberpunk JRPG. But you're right, it has this like battle network style gameplay to it that's like really interesting.
Really digging the art style. Almost like,
Yeah, same.
present like an anime almost. It's very cinematic.
Yeah, like an old anime.
Yeah.
Like it's like an older anime, but with like modern touching, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's hard to explain. It's like an older anime was done in digital cell animation. It would look like this.
Yeah.
Like it's really cool the way it's being done. I liked it a lot.
This is really like high. This is high presentation on this. Oh, there's a demo. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah. Yeah, check out the demo for sure. But yeah, gameplay, like you're right, it's like kind of like Battle Network.
Yeah, I want to check this out. I haven't like played those Battle Network games in quite some
Me
time.
neither.
So.
I've never played them, period.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah. People tell me I'm missing out, but I don't know.
There's like 12 of them. You just play one of them.
Yeah, that's what everyone tells me. But yeah, this looks cool. I might check this out then. I've actually heard about that one before, so it'd be cool to check out. For last but not least, we have September 9th, NBA 2K 2023. That's coming out for PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X.
Yeah.
Not much to say. It's another NBA 2K game. Same day, though, we're getting Splatoon 3 on Switch, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Brave, them releasing Splatoon 3 on the same day as NBA 2K.
I don't think that's going to affect their sales, really, if I'm being honest here. Like, people who are already set on Splatoon 3 are going to play Splatoon 3. Anyone who's set on NBA 2K23 is probably not buying it on Switch.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for the show, though, everybody. Thank you to everybody for hanging out with us, being here with us. We do this live every Saturday. Wasabi, man, tell people they can find us.
Guys, go to gamerverse.com. Go to gamerverse.com/Twitch. Go to gamerverse.com/YouTube. Go to gamerverse.com/Discord. And, chat with us. I'm going to be playing video games. I'm going to be playing more Immortality, because that game is fucking insane. And yeah, just video games all day, every day, all day, every day,
every day, all day, every day,
all day. So yeah. Yeah, that's
the show, everybody. Thank you, everybody. You know where to find us. Everybody be cool, be excellent to each other, get vaccinated if you can. And yeah, be safe. See you guys next week.